if you miss this deadline, or if it's not a good moment to apply still in May, don't worry, we are opening another call on the 2nd of October, and it will stay open again until May. And the third call will be offered from September to January, February. This we will see. This is because it's the end of this period to 2025, and we'll need to have time to finish the projects within the year. Now, what are the conditions to apply? First of all, age. Over 18 years old and no age limit till the other side. And legal residence in the Creative Europe country. This is very important information. We are not looking at the nationality of applicants. So you may have people living in Croatia or in other neighboring countries or in other Creative Europe country that are nationals of different countries that are not part of Creative Europe country. If they legally reside in Creative Europe country, they can apply. They are completely eligible. So Syrian living in Croatia or Japanese living in Serbia, they can all apply as people coming from those countries. But they will need to prove legal resident as all the other applicants, they will have to. Then international partner must be based in another Creative Europe country. Application, we are limiting the application, only one application per person for this call. So you will see we are applying a so-called rolling call basis. So it means that during the 6 months, every month there is a deadline. And people can apply whenever they feel they are ready, whenever it's a good moment for them. But within this duration, they cannot apply every month. They can apply only once. All the application that will come twice, 3 times will be directly declared ineligible. Well, for this call, we don't have many options because there will be the last deadline. But in general, this is the rule that applies. Application must be submitted in English. And this is something I have to explain you our reason. Of course, we still support multilingualism. It's very important for us, but we opted for application in English for a practical reason. Our team of international experts is composed of people from 40 countries, and every single application is being checked and evaluated by 2 people. So to make the evaluation happen rapidly and not to increase cost of the management cost of this project, we decided the application will be in English. But we are not evaluating proficiency. Don't feel ashamed. You can use online translation tools. It's very much welcomed. You can ask someone to help you with this, but it has to be in English. And mobility project can take place only after the signature of the grant agreement. Please do not start your project before. If you are in another country, then it's a bit too late already. Countries, so we'll not spend too much time. I'm just to attract your attention to the fact that in addition to the 27 EU member states, we have 13 countries that are associated to the program. And those countries that are not on this list will not be eligible. So please do not try to apply with this, because then you will lose your opportunity to get a grant. You will be directly considered ineligible. And some of those countries have overseas countries and territories linked to those countries, to those member states, such as Denmark, France, and the Netherlands, and Spain and Portugal. They have outermost regions within their territories. And this is very important because people going to those regions or coming from those regions will get additional top-up. So if you see in the application overseas countries and territories or outermost regions, before clicking on it, check if you are concerned, because, or check in general, checking if you are concerned, because some people do not click and they are concerned. So imagine that there is a Croatian artist going to Canary Island, then it will be additional financing for this mobility. What are the objectives of the project? Of course, in your projects, there are multiple objectives, but in the application, you will be asked to choose 1 out of 4. And this is, of course, the one that will be dominant one, and you will be asked to describe it, how you would like to implement this project. So let's have a look. First, to explore Europe's rich cultural heritage, to inform, direct, or inspire your creativity. Then to create. So this is completely to work on a creation or co-develop art with another artists and cultural professionals from other countries. Learn, when it's participating in non-formal learning kind of workshops, or learning from a mentor. Let's say there is someone working on specific technique and you would like to learn from this person. This is the objective to be chosen. Or to connect. This is simply to develop your or deepen your international professional relationships, to develop your networks. And very important idea to keep in mind, there's one project. So you described one project. You don't describe several projects you are implementing. Please focus on one with one partner in one destination. And of course, sometimes you are working with several people, but one partner will be in the application form. You will submit a document from one partner, not from all people you will meet, from whom you will, with whom you are going to work. Then what are the selection criteria? We are going to select the application based off goals, relevance, preparation, sustainability, and impact. And those will be 5 questions you will be asked to reply. You will see in the application you have up to 1,000 characters. Please do not leave us with 2 sentences of reply. Please try to be as much detailed as possible without, however, sending too many details specific. Try to make something that think that people who will read do not understand your project. So what we always advise, give your application maybe to read by someone. See if someone understands completely, because sometimes we see things that are not complete. So it's a bit pity, because you can have brilliant, beautiful projects, but from the presentation we may not completely understand. So here you have questions to which you are going to reply. It's additional questions to help you, guide you. Does the project follow one of the Culture Moves Europe goals, the one that we just seen? And so allow the applicant to explore, create, learn, connect internationally. So we'll be asked to explain how we are going to implement those goals, how we are going to realize them. Then relevance. Is this project necessary to achieve the desired outcome, or you can implement this project without mobility? Maybe it's possible. So try to find an explanation how it's crucial for you to go on mobility for this project. Very much important is the preparation. Is the project well planned, prepared with international partner? So you can describe your contacts, your previous contacts with this person. You met at the conference, or you work on the project before, and then you decided to continue working on the project together. Give us the information about the planning, about the dates. It's very important that the evaluators see that the project is well prepared, well thought. Sustainability, of course, in line with our program, you will be asked to tell us if you are thinking about some sustainable practices, such as use of recycled materials, or using green transportation, consuming local food, these kind of things. There is no grid you have to fill. It's rather we are asking you to think about, to tell us how you could in your project contribute to decrease the carbon footprint. And the last one is the impact. We hope that the mobility will have a long-term impact, beneficial, of course, impact for your career, for your professional development, and the community where the project takes place. So we'd like you to describe it. And this is crucial for your application, those five selection criteria. Now, this international partner, who can be? You are choosing. This was the concept of Culture Moves Europe, that you are free to choose with whom you are going to work. So it can be a fellow artist or cultural professional you worked with, or you've heard about and you would like to work with this person. It can be an organization, it can be a venue, a museum, it can be wherever. And we will need the proof of the partnership in a form of an invitation letter. The grant team prefers to have an invitation letter that is signed, stamped, with the names, dates. So basically, it's something that says that this document will say that I, undersigned, declare, confirm that we have invited this person to take part in the project. We are going to collaborate during 30 days from 1st of August until the 30th of August, etc. All those information, and then it will be perfect document. If not possible, sometimes it can be not possible to have a stamped and signed letter, then confirmation of meeting. It can be an email then, but please have something more than one line. Or a co-production agreement. Sometimes it can be also, we have it in music projects, sometimes that people are going to use registration studio. So this kind of contract can be also used for confirmation. But of course, we will need to have a name of this person, not just a studio will be registered in. I will use this opportunity to underline one thing, that why we are insisting on this international partner. As a European project, we cannot substitute the member states' role in supporting culture. So we are only supporting projects that have this additional European added value, where you are going to collaborate with someone from another country. This is a little bit the same concept as in Erasmus. You are going there to create bonds, to maybe start a new projects and find new collaborations abroad. What are the mobility conditions? First of all, mobility must be uninterrupted. So we cannot go, come back, and come home and come back to the mobility project. No, it had to be in one at once. Mobility project can be only to one single destination. If you are going from Zagreb to, I don't know, Warsaw, this is your single destination. Of course, once in Poland, you can go to other places, you can meet other people, but this we do not need in our project. Your main place of destination will be Warsaw. So there's one destination, even if you are moving around during your mobility project. And the project must take place within 1 year from the signature of the grant agreement. And remember, do not start before the signature. And something that it seems quite often forgotten, that 2 parties must sign the grant agreement. So if you have a chance to be selected, if you receive the grant agreement signed by Goethe, then you have to sign it and send back. This is very important and sometimes not necessarily followed. And of course, it would be pity, because then you will get excluded. An activity report will be filled by you 2 weeks after coming back. So this will be a condition to get the second tranche of the payment. You will see it afterwards. But the activity report will be kind of quite a simple document when you reply to questions to tell us how it went, if everything went as planned, etc. Nothing super specific. There are, of course, possibility to change some aspects of your mobility in exceptional cases. In any case, once you are selected, you will have to get in contact as soon as possible with Goethe Culture Moves Europe team. You will have all the contacts in your contract to inform them, to check with them if it's still eligible, if the changes are possible, etc. So voila, where to apply? This is the place. It's Goethe application portal, but don't stress. It's not only in this presentation. On the web page of the Kreativne Europe, under Culture Moves Europe, you will have the text of the call. You will have a link to Goethe application portal, to frequently asked questions. All the informations are there. And now about money. So mobility grant, it's composed of two main elements. First of all, daily allowances that are counted per night spent on the place. They are contributing to the accommodation, food, renting equipment, local transport, whatever. You are receiving those daily allowance as flat rate. It means that we will not ask you how you spent this money, if you spend on food, or if you spend on going to museum, or I don't know, going on a trip within this country. It's a flat rate, so you will not be asked, sorry, to bring us invoices. Then travel allowance depends on the distance between your place and the place of where the project is being implemented. The distance is calculated once, not go and back, but just once. So Zagreb, Warsaw, I don't know what is the difference distance between our cities, but let's say that it's 1,000 kilometers. Then it's 1,000. It's not 1,000 plus 1,000 back. It's 1,000. Then you look, okay, so it's more than 600. You are in the middle. You will get 350 euros per person. But if it was Prague, Wrocław, would be less than 600 kilometers, then would be still 350. But if it's less than 600 kilometers, you are not allowed to take a plane. You have to travel by other means of transportation, and you will receive 350 euros. If the distance is longer than 601, so then 600, so starting from 601 kilometer up to 5,000 kilometers, then you will receive 350 euros, but you can choose whether to fly or to use other means of transportation. And if it's more than 5,000 kilometers, then you will receive 700 per person, of course, when it's a group. Now, to those basic amounts, we add specific top-ups corresponding to specific needs of participants, so of artists. If an artist needs a visa, we are then adding 80 euros per person to cover or to help cover cost of Schengen visa. Family top-up, it's something that we introduced in this scheme as a novelty. It's for people who have children below the age of 10. The amount is fixed regardless the number of the children and regardless the fact if the children are traveling with the parent artist or not. It's per person 100 euro the artist will receive in addition. Then we have this famous OCT's OR top-up. which is granted to people traveling to or from overseas countries and territories or outermost regions. Remember the slide I showed you about those territories. And we have a green top-up. So for people traveling for more than 600 kilometers, if they choose not to travel by plane, then they will get additional 350 euros. So our art is coming from Zagreb to Warsaw. If he or she travels by train, by bus, by car, then it will be 700 per person. Disability support is another top-up that we are offering for people whose disability affect their ability to carry out the project. And the budget will be agreed with Culture Moves Europe team based on the individual needs. And per person, it can go up to 100 of the travel and daily allowance. So it can be really high, depending on the duration of the project. We have introduced a specific approach to mobility from or to Ukraine for obvious reason. So if applicants legally residing in Ukraine or having Ukraine as a destination country for the implementation of the projects have actually two possibilities, or physical mobility as we just seen, and then the same rules will apply as just presented, or option 2, virtual mobility. They could directly apply from the beginning for virtual mobility. So then we will not cover the cost of travel or top-ups, but pay 35 euros daily allowance to cover subsistence, connectivity, etc. And again, it will be flat rate, so we'll not ask for invoices for this. But the proof of legal residence in Ukraine, duration of the mobility, and some deliverables from the virtual projects will be requested. Payments are done in 2 tranches. The first one after the signature of the grant agreement, it's 75% of the grant, including disability support, because of course this amount is needed to travel. And the second tranche will be of 25% of the grant, so remaining grant, plus all the top-ups. And this will be paid after submission and validation of the activity report. This I underline, and validation. So the team will check if all the proofs, if all necessary information have been submitted, and it may take time. So you will not get the payment on the day you are sending your activity report, but you have to be patient. Of course, that has to be checked. The evaluation calendar, which is very important information. I know I say it almost about every slide, but it's to understand how it's planned. So at the end of each month, we have this last day of month, which is a deadline, monthly deadline. So this month it will be 31st of May, after which we are closed, so we are closing, and then there is evaluation and jury phase. As I said, the applications are evaluated by 2 experts, and then it goes to a jury to confirm the scores given by the experts and decide about the final list of beneficiaries. Then you will receive the notification, and it will happen only 5 weeks after the monthly deadline, because the evaluation takes time and the jury takes time. Think about the numbers. Every month we are receiving several hundreds of applications. So of course it takes time. Even if you have a great number of experts, it takes time to evaluate it but still, so far we managed to keep this 5 weeks that after the monthly deadline. Then, if you receive positive confirmation, then we'll proceed with the grant agreements, and they will be prepared and signed to the selected applicants. So the earliest mobility can start 7 weeks after the monthly deadline, but this is really short. If possible, if your project does not requires that you start this 7 weeks after the monthly deadline, we always encourage you to apply at least 3 months before the start of the project to have time to proceed with all those procedures. Now, where to find information? First of all, you have the website. So it's Creative Europe, Culture Moves Europe website. I think if you Google now Culture Moves Europe, it should be the first result if it's on Europa website, where you have a call for individual mobility and frequently asked questions. And actually, for most of the questions you may have, you will find a reply there. So if you have a question, please do check again this part of the call, this part of the frequently asked question. Then social media, it's a very valuable source of information and very up to date. Our team is active on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. And it's there when you will find the link to the info sessions organized by Goethe Institut, but also the info sessions given by Creative Europe desk. For example, today's session was published also on those channels. Then, if you have specific questions, it's a question time. You can join this Friday info sessions. Unfortunately, today was the last one. So for this call, but as from October, it will start again. So Friday at 11 Brussels time. And of course, Creative Europe Desk is always a very valuable source of information. They can help you. They know your local reality, so they can be very, very helpful, and do not hesitate to contact them. And once you have already introduced your application in the Goethe application portal, then you may ask question directly in the system, or you may send an email to the team, Culture Moves Europe at goethe.de, where they are always replying. It can take time, especially when it's a few days before the deadline. There are several hundreds of emails coming every day, so it may take time. Please be patient, and in the meantime, try to find information to your question, reply to your question in the website where we are updating frequently asked questions based on your questions from the email, questions directed to the desk, etc. So I hope this was already quite extensive. And of course, here we are adding, and I hope Anera and Morana will send you those link. You can scan the QR code or the link tree to Culture Moves Europe, where you have all necessary information you may need in one place. Thank you, and very good luck to the applicants. And of course, I will be more than happy to reply your questions now.
And I do have some. Actually, we tried to cover some of them. I hope that we managed, and some of them I noticed down for you. So if you are ready, we can follow. So the first one is, what exactly would the online preparation with the international partner be? There is a specific place in the application where you should quote it. So that was the question. It's kind of a very specific one, but let's open with this one because I didn't know how to answer it.
It's an easy one. It's a little based it's based a little bit on the logic of Iportunus, our pilot project, where part of mobility could be implemented virtually. Okay. So it means that you may have meetings with the partner. So we say during 3 months, we had 4 meetings, preparatory meetings, where we discussed the main concepts or the planning, the distribution of role of the team, etc. You may wish to tell us about your exchanges by email, or maybe there was a workshop organized online. So every kind of online meeting, online contacts, preparatory work.
Okay, so kind of screenshots or something like that, maybe.
Yeah. Or just a description, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you. Then, since you mentioned the Iportunus, it's an opportunity to answer once again, because there are some applicants who already used Iportunus. Can they apply once again throughout the Culture Moves Europe mobility scheme? Is it okay?
Yes, it's a different project. They will, if they are successful in Culture Moves Europe, then they will not be able to apply in Culture Moves Europe individual mobility. But here, yes, they can still reapply.
Okay, so there is something that should be stated in the Declaration of Honor category, where it says, in case of multiple submissions with different funding organizations, I will declare immediately any other such funding that I will receive for the implementation of the action. So the question is actually, does it mean that the reported project may not be additionally co-financed by other sources? Also, they're asking if they can apply for Ministry of Culture. I can answer straight away, yes, you can. It doesn't necessarily. It can be complemented to complementary actions.
So it's a concept of avoiding EU double funding. So I will explain now. So it's EU double funding. So you cannot receive twice money from European Union for the same project, for the same dates and the same purpose. If you go on mobility, you can be financed only by Culture Moves Europe. But this, of course, you can complement, and you are more than encouraged to do so by money from Ministry of Culture, from private companies offering this mecenat grants, from regional funds. If there is something that supports organization, you can still use it in general, but not for the purpose of this mobility. So this is very specific, and here we have some doubts in the jury. Always we have doubts with the projects when participants go on a larger project that is implemented by Erasmus+. So if in Erasmus, if this is a project that it's, let's say, workshop, this was the latest case, workshop that is organized and financed by Erasmus+, put this information, but please put in your application, clearly state that this is the project by Erasmus+, but you are not receiving any money for your mobility to attend this session, this training, this workshop, because this is very tricky one. Apart from this, I think there are not so many risks because there are not many.
Like if an artist or a professional is part of a Kreativne Europe project cooperation strand, they cannot apply here.
If this is the same project, if it's a part of this project, no. But the same person could do something aside, completely independently of this project, and this could be possible. Yeah.
At the same time, they can be at one place, like doing a production for, I don't know, Kreativne Europe project, but they will use the opportunity also to develop a cooperation throughout this scheme. So this is an option, but it should be separated. It can be at the same time, but it should be clearly separated.
Yes, and also it can be used for some organizations to prepare a cooperation project. If you would like to go, let's say Croatia would like to prepare a project with the Polish, you would like to go to Poland to discuss with your counterpart, you can use it, you can use this mobility.
Okay, great, 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 great. Okay, I think those questions, so like this distinction between collective and a group, it's answered, because lots of people get confused on the role of the main person who should apply. So it cannot be, it's always a person who applies. It cannot be like a legal person. There is a specific status in Croatia when you have a legal person in one person. How should I put it? But it's just one intermediary to whom you actually give money and who should split it over to
the others.
Okay.
It's one of the member of the group. So it's let's say if you have I don't know, like a quartet of musicians, and if this quartet is registered, no, we don't want the quartet. We have one of these musicians applying for the other, and this is the team leader, as we call it. Yeah. And very important, please do not try, if a group is bigger, do not try to split it in two and apply twice, because we will find it and you will be ineligible. This is based on the experience. Please, no, it doesn't work like this. No,
you know, creatives are creative. They try everything.
This is the project meant for small groups and individuals, so no.
Okay, there is one interesting question. Is a temporary residence permit sufficient proof that you are a foreigner living in the country?
Yes. Okay. There are several different statuses. It can, for asylum seekers, there are different documents. In case of doubts, it's better always to check with the Goethe team. But yes, it doesn't have to be permanent stay. It's just legal. So registered somehow.
Okay, then can our partner in another country be also an individual artist, or does it have to be an organization?
It can be, absolutely. It's even very good when it's an individual artist and not a huge organization.
Nice. And then there is a question that I suppose that it's okay. Are librarians cultural professionals? They are. But in which, do you have examples of projects where librarians did kind of mobility? And is it like literary translations are such a huge chain, and I don't know what does exactly enters in this category and how we can actually.
I'm afraid that this time, no, even though librarians are cultural professionals and we do care about, it's just that this is based on our previous calls from Kreativne Europe. So just an explanation, Culture Moves Europe was built on a pilot project, Opportunus, which was built on our calls. So we have a call for literary translation to support circulation of works abroad. This is why librarians authors cannot apply in this scheme.
Okay. Okay, so here is a specific question. Since one person has chronic conditions and the use of therapy, does the program cover travel health insurance?
No. This is just the mobility. Everything that is insurance must be taken care by the participants.
Okay. So there is a professional literary translator from German and French, but the partner would be from Sweden. Is it okay? It is. Why not? If there is an actual need to deepen some collaboration.
So the translation is from German to French.
So I'm a professional literary translator from German and French. Can my partner be another professional translator in Sweden?
Absolutely.
If they're working together in a piece that should be translated and that should be used by both languages, why not? Yeah.
Absolutely. I can even tell you that someone had a beautiful idea. Literary translators from several countries, 3 or 4, I don't remember, wanted to work with an author. They are all translating into their languages and they wanted to meet him.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Nice.
perfectly well.
Yeah. Everything that actually, if we consider this project as a scheme for deepening collaborations and getting to bonds between professionals as much as possible, then you can always get a broader picture on how to conceive your project.
Yeah, and what we always say, it's a question of how you explain also things, because you need to give more details. You need to describe your engagement with this project, with this person, and then it may be. It's a question of how you put the explanation. Actually,
like in that sense, there is one question: are writers eligible? So
no,
no, okay,
no.
Okay. Then we have a question from a group of professionals from museums. So if they want like three members of a museum, they want to visit another museum in I don't know, Sweden, for example, in order to connect better and to invent a future project, they can do it.
They can do it, yeah.
Okay. Should all members of the group be residents of the EU? I mean, EU pool of countries. EU creative
residents, no, not EU, but Creative Europe, yes.
Pool? Mm-hmm.
All of them, to be eligible, they must be legally residing in the EU, but they don't have to be EU nationals.
Okay.
So remember my example with the Japanese or American.
Yeah, I sometimes we need to repeat a few times.
I know.
In order to get it better. Okay, now I'm really just reading questions that are just popping up, if you agree. So can an artist apply for a exhibit, in example, gallery in London? Does artists must have a partners or just prove such? No, they didn't understand the very basic of the idea. There should be a collaboration. There should be some kind of a process involved, not just coming to expose. There is
we even explicitly say that just showcasing exhibit is not eligible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But if you want to have this exhibition covered, you may wish to organize some kind of collaboration with this gallery, maybe a moment of co-creation with someone. I don't know. It depends on the nature of the situation, but just
some
showcasing
kind of
is not
process
possible.
always has to be involved. There should be a process and collaboration. There are the two keywords to keep in mind.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is an interesting question regarding inclusion. Actually, they're working with their group of artists who actually have among themselves a person, and there is always a need to have a translator on the sign language with them. But it's very expensive, and there always have to be at least 2 of them. And is it an eligible cost for a group?
There is not a concept of eligible cost, but when you look at the disability support, as I said, so you will, in your application, you will describe that one member of your group is deaf, and then the specific need is to have an interpreter. And then this cost, I don't know how much. And you, this is the information you will give to the Goethe team, Culture Moves Europe team, and they will come back to you. You will agree on an amount that can go up to 100% of the mobility grant. So actually, if there is a need to finance the stay of another person, this person would get daily allowances and travel allowance.
It can go into top-up costs.
No, without top-ups then.
Okay.
Yeah, we said 100 up to 100% of this basic grant.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So there is a question, I sense a fear behind. Do we have time to fill it up until the 31st of
Yes,
May?
you have.
Are there a lot of attachments to to prepare with? No, it's a kind of
no.
easygoing application. Yeah.
There are 5 questions. Remember, I told you, please focus on those 5 questions. The application itself, it's easy. This was our objective, to really simplify, make it easy, understandable. There are, however, many questions we are asking because we would like to build the new version on feedback from you. So we are asking you many questions, but this is this menu. When you choose the answer, we are asking for subsectors, but of course it's just the clicking. So what we did a few months ago is we put on the web page also the template of the application form, so we can you can see it before opening the portal. You can see all the questions, prepare them, copy to the Word document, then work on them, and then be ready to put. As for the proofs that you have to submit at the application, they are not that many. There's this letter from the international partner. You have to prove your legal residence, and for the at this stage those are only 2. Because the other, for the top-ups, you can submit them for the afterwards.
Okay, so
there are 2
it's very important to encourage people, because being afraid of this application, it doesn't really have place. Because I actually entered it. I entered it this morning. Also, it's quite basic. The most important thing is really it's all about wording and how to express yourself in the most logical and transparent way, and keeping in mind collaboration and process, and you can get it easily. There is a question regarding difference between established and emerging artists. So emerging artist is the one who just started, and established is the one who has more experience. Can collab partner be? Where is the question? Can collab partner be an collaboration partner be a company? No, actual LTD company.
The company not, but the person from the company could be. If you are working on the project including some technology issues, of course you can work with an expert, someone who deals with some issues that will help your projects to be implemented, but then this person has a name, and this person will sign. It's not a.
It's good to have a background. It's good to have a background in order to prove your relevance for the project and for the process that you are involved in. But it should be always person oriented.
Yeah.
It's so individual, guys. It is individual.
Yeah, just to clarify that the letter can be from the company saying that, and this person will be the international partner of voila.
Okay, so what about Turkey? They didn't. They still didn't.
Still undergoing. No,
yeah,
not yet.
Okay, so Jacques, artists from and collectives from Turkey, they're still not eligible. They're and be partners, even not as partners. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so okay, now can we, despite the deadline for the expert call, apply for a role of an expert evaluator? I don't know.
I didn't get the question.
Can we, despite the deadline for the experts call, apply for a role of an expert evaluator?
No, if it was closed, so the deadline's over, it's too late.
Okay, is there going to be a new one maybe?
Not for the moment.
Okay, now Okay, yes, if you are traveling, there is a question regarding receipts. So if they are traveling with the blah blah car, you know, the blah blah car, is it an option, and how they can cover that cost, because they
It
are
can
not
be an
received.
option, but you will need to, for example, have invoice the ticket for the, or for the what is called the gas station, or
maybe a screenshot of the application, because there are no invoices. You know,
no, but when you have to prove the travel. So if you choose to travel green, this is super important, because then you have to prove that you did not travel by plane. And if indeed, if it's BlaBlaCar, then you will need to prove that you make this this travel. So all the gas tickets from the station, from the highway, or I don't know, if in Croatia you have this the places when you pay the highway, like in France. What is the
yes,
péage?
yes, but if you enter somebody's car and he already paid the gasoline,
true.
Is it enough? Like maybe, you know, like you have to, at the application there is a statement of the amount at the very beginning when you approve that you want to use that car. Maybe a screenshot of it. I don't know.
Check. This is the question that is super specific to be checked with the team. Which kind of proof in this case they are accepting?
Okay,
yeah.
we can come back to the question. We can put it in frequently asked questions, and then it's gonna be answered at the at the sides. Yeah,
I'm sure they have had already cases of BlaBlaCar as well. We had also the €0 voucher for the bus. Yeah.
Okay, so actually, dear Gosha, we answered all of the questions. We can even finish with the one that we also answered a few times, but nevertheless, it's a good wrap up for actually closing up our session. And it's a question about the next call. If we do not succeed in this application until 31st of May, or they get rejected, can we apply in next round in October?
Yes, you can, absolutely.
So if you do
until you succeed, chances.
Sorry?
3 chances. In first call, second call, or third call. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe this is a great opportunity. Oh, one more question. Okay. If the applicant is a national from one of the Creative Europe countries and residing in another Creative Europe countries, can the person choose to which country they applying for? I don't know. Do you see it, Gosha? I don't understand it.
It's in the chat or Q&A?
In Q&A. The last one.
No, they will apply from the country they are legally residing.
Thank you for understanding this one.
Legally residing.
legally.
Not staying for a moment.
Okay.
So if you have, for example, if you're paying taxes in Croatia, but you are now in Slovenia for 3 months, you will, and you are not registered in Slovenia, then you will have to apply from Croatia, where you are paying taxes when you are registered. I hope this clarifies.
So what are our next steps? Maybe Morana, you can appear once again to say hello to everybody. We invite everybody to follow our Facebook, to follow Culture's Facebook page also, and we invite you all to actually join us in autumn, when we're going to prepare something new for you, hopefully even physically for some of you. And I don't know how to thank you, Gosha, because this was really very precise,
Pleasure for
very
me.
narrowed down, and I think it helped a lot. It cleared out a lot of questions that were not answered before, and I really, I don't know how to thank you.
In Croatian, let's do.
Hvala ti puno, divna si.
Dziękuję.
Okay, so guys, keep in touch. We will share this recording with all of you at our YouTube channel, and thank you for being with us. Have a lovely and nice weekend. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.